Hello friends, in the last video lecture we have discussed about transport in plants and the discussion was about the relation between different types of pressures. Today we will discuss the concept of potential. In the last video lecture we have discussed the relation between diffusion pressure deficit and osmotic pressure and turgor pressure, and we have seen that the difference between osmotic pressure and turgor pressure depicts the diffusion pressure deficit. So if a plant cell has more osmotic pressure than the turgor pressure, then there exists the demand of water, which is described by diffusion pressure deficit. And this dPd is the actual parameter of demand of water. So if OP is greater than TP, the demand exists and system demands water, so water enters into a plant cell. But if due to continuous entry of water, turgor pressure increases continuously, osmotic pressure decreases very slightly due to continuous entry of water, at particular point osmotic pressure becomes equal with turgor pressure. At this point, when turgor pressure reaches to the value of osmotic pressure, the demand of water becomes zero and dPd becomes zero. Such cells were called fully turgid cells. As we have discussed in last lecture, that a cell which dPd is zero is considered as fully turgid cell as its turgor pressure reaches up to osmotic pressure due to excess entry of water. So this cell never demand water any further. Okay? तो इस सेल के लिए हम क्या कह सकते हैं? वाटर की डिमांड जीरो हो गई है, जिसे हम dPd से शो करते हैं. ओके? सो first condition, when we have seen fully turgid cell, dPd becomes zero, and in second condition, when we have seen the amount of water is so less that turgor pressure is almost zero, and if turgor pressure is zero, the dPd will be equal to OP. In such cell, the demand of water can be shown by osmotic pressure as well as dPd because both are same. So such cell is called fully flaccid cell. So by the parameters of pressure, we can relate all these pressure by this equation. dPd is equal to OP minus TP. But nowadays a new concept arises, and that is of potential. So after discussing different type of pressures, we are now going to discuss the concept of potential and various type of potential. So today's lecture we will start with concept of water potential. Very important term it is. हम लोग ध्यान से समझेंगे इसको. कई बार स्टूडेंट इस बात में कंफ्यूज रहते हैं कि वाटर पोटेंशियल क्या है. मैं यहाँ पे आपको डिटेल में एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ, बहुत ध्यान से समझिएगा. So potential, what we understand by the term potential. Whenever we talk about potential, some kind of capacity comes in our mind. Capacity of what? Capacity to do something. So potential is related with the capacity. Capacity of to do something means a kind of work. So we can relate the potential with the work done. In the concept of physics and chemistry, potential is measured by work done. You can see in case of physics, there is magnetic potential, there is gravitational potential, there is electric potential. In all such kind of potential, we take some unit quantity and we move this quantity against a force or field of force, and during this movement, the work done is measured as potential. So we always measure potential with the work done, and wherever there is work done, there is consumption of energy. So finally, this potential is going to be related with energy. And which energy? The here important energy is free energy. The term or the concept of potential can be described with the help of free energy. What is the free energy? Free energy is the energy present in a system which is free to do work. Any system has energy which is free to do work. So, all energy of a system, it cannot convert it into work. Only part of that energy can be converted into work, and that is called free energy. The energy which is free to do work. So, if we consider a system in which pure water is present, then in this pure water, again free energy is present. But we cannot measure its free energy at this point of time. But suppose if this beaker is broken and the water starts to flow, then we can see the effect of free energy present in this water. We can correlate it with the larger dams. बड़े बड़े डैम आपने देखे होंगे जहां पे बहुत सारा पानी रोक के रखा जाता है. जब तक वो पानी स्टिल है, जब तक उसमें कोई मूवमेंट नहीं है, तब तक हम उसकी फ्री एनर्जी को मेजर नहीं कर सकते. बट इफ unfortunately, suppose there is a crack in the dam, then this water starts to flow, and then we can see the effect and the disaster that can do because of that free energy which was present in the water. तो किसी भी सिस्टम में अगर वाटर स्टिल है तो उसके अंदर फ्री एनर्जी मौजूद है, बट वो फ्री एनर्जी हमें तब पता चलेगी जब वो वर्क में कन्वर्ट हो सकती है. So we can see that in pure water free energy is present, and we can also say that in case of pure solvent, in case of pure water, the free energy of water particle is maximum. In comparison to what? In comparison to a solution. In comparison to a solution in which solute is also present, in which solute particles are also present between the pure water. Here pure water is there, and here solution is present. In case of solution, solute particle definitely hinders the movement of pure water. So the free energy of pure water definitely decreases in a solution. On mixing solute, we can definitely say that the free energy of pure water will decrease. Then this difference of free energy can be measured as water potential. So water potential is described on the basis of what? It is described on the basis of difference of free energy. So what will be the definition for this solution? We define the water potential in such a way that the water potential of a solution is the difference of free energy than that of pure solvent. What have we said? That water potential of a solution is the difference of free energy than that of pure solvent. Means we measure the water potential as the difference of free energy. With what? With pure solvent. Okay. But this difference is measured always at normal temperature and pressure. So the definition is the water potential of a solution is the difference of free energy than that of pure solvent at normal temperature and pressure. So normal temperature and pressure के लेवल पर ही हम इसे कंसीडर करेंगे, और एक सॉल्यूशन की फ्री एनर्जी को हम कंपेयर किससे कर रहे हैं? प्योर सॉल्वेंट से. मैंने आपको कहा कि प्योर सॉल्वेंट में फ्री एनर्जी मैक्सिमम होती है. जैसे ही हम उसमें सॉल्वेंट मिक्स करते हैं उसकी फ्री एनर्जी में डिक्रीमेंट आता है, और इसी डिफरेंस को हम वाटर पोटेंशियल कहते हैं. तो फिर अगर हम प्योर वाटर का वाटर पोटेंशियल फाइंड आउट करें तो इस डेफिनेशन से क्या होगा, मान लीजिए यहां सॉल्यूशन नहीं होकर we have taken pure water again. So what is the difference of free energy of pure water with pure water? There is no difference because both are the pure solvent. So when we have taken the pure solvent, it has no difference of free energy than another pure solvent. So water potential for pure solvent becomes 0 because there is no difference. This is the standard value of maximum free energy, we can consider it because pure solvent has maximum free energy. तो pure solvent के पास maximum energy है, पर इसको हम किस वैल्यू से शो करते हैं, हम इसको 0 मान लेते हैं क्योंकि हमने वाटर पोटेंशियल की डेफिनेशन कुछ इस तरीके से फ्रेम की है कि हम पोटेंशियल को फ्री एनर्जी के डिफरेंस से मेजर कर रहे हैं, और जब प्योर सॉल्वेंट का प्योर सॉल्वेंट के साथ फ्री एनर्जी का कोई डिफरेंस है ही नहीं, तो हमने उस वाटर पोटेंशियल को क्या कह दिया, 0 कह दिया। यहां 0 ये बता रहा है कि प्योर सॉल्वेंट हैज मैक्सिमम फ्री एनर्जी। 0 is a numerical value only, but it is also the maximum value of water potential because जब भी हम दूसरा सॉल्वेंट सॉल्यूशन लेंगे उसमें ये डिक्रीज होगा। सो फॉर ऑल सॉल्यूशंस वाटर पोटेंशियल विल बी ऑलवेज नेगेटिव। ऑल अदर सॉल्यूशंस वाटर पोटेंशियल विल ऑलवेज बी नेगेटिव। फॉर प्योर सॉल्वेंट इट विल बी 0 and 0 is the maximum value. So what have we learned about water potential? That water potential is based on the concept of free energy. In every system, the energy which is free to do work is called free energy. Pure water also has this free energy. In pure condition where no solute is mixed in water, this free energy is maximum. So when we mix solute inside water, this free energy decreases. This difference of free energy is measured as water potential. So we can say that free energy of pure solvent is maximum and the numerical value of water potential is taken 0. But here 0 shows the maximum water which is related to pure solvent. Whenever we mix solute in it, this water potential decreases. So always for a solution, the value of water potential will be negative. So water always moves towards more negative water potential. Always movement of water occurs towards more negative water potential. जैसे जैसे सॉल्यूट कंसंट्रेशन बढ़ती जाएगी, वाटर पोटेंशियल नेगेटिव होता जाएगा और वाटर का मूवमेंट हमेशा मोर नेगेटिव वाटर पोटेंशियल की ओर ही होगा। तो हम यहाँ पे मूवमेंट ऑफ वाटर को अब एक और कॉन्सेप्ट से समझ सकते हैं, एंड दैट इज ऑफ वाटर पोटेंशियल। So now you can see this water potential is depicted by some Greek letter psi, and here you can see psi W. Psi W is the symbol for water potential, and psi W for pure solvent for pure water is 0. Then what this psi W is made up of? What are the components of this psi W? तो water potential psi W के कुछ कंपोनेंट होते हैं, उनमें सबसे पहला कंपोनेंट आता है psi S. It is solute potential. Sometimes we can also say it as osmotic potential. Solute potential or osmotic potential definitely is going to be related with solute. So what is the definition of psi S or solute potential? So keep in mind that solute potential of a solution is the decrement of free energy due to solute than that of pure solvent. Again, the role of solute is the solute potential of a solution is the decrement of its chemical potential or free energy due to solute present in पोटेंशियल जैसी ही लग रही है हमें। आप देखिए इस बार भी हम क्या कह रहे हैं कि किसी भी सॉल्यूशन का सॉल्यूट पोटेंशियल क्या है? द सॉल्यूट पोटेंशियल ऑफ एनी सॉल्यूशन इज द डिक्रीमेंट ऑफ फ्री एनर्जी और द डिफरेंस ऑफ फ्री एनर्जी ड्यू टू सॉल्यूट मिक्स्ड इन इट। प्योर सॉल्वेंट के कंपैरिजन में हमने जब सॉल्यूट उसमें मिक्स किया तो उसकी केमिकल पोटेंशियल में उसकी फ्री एनर्जी में जो डिक्रीमेंट आया वही यहाँ पे सॉल्यूट पोटेंशियल है। तो फिर ये डेफिनेशन अगर वाटर पोटेंशियल जैसी लगती है तो क्या ये दोनों सेम हैं? हम इस बारे में बात करेंगे। और अभी नाउ we have taken this definition as such, and this psi s occurred due to presence of solute. What other parameter was present there just because of solute? We have seen it as osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure was also a parameter which was solely dependent on solute in solution. We have already said that the osmotic pressure of a solution is the property of solute, due to which water enters into it when it is kept separated through SPM and pure water. तो osmotic pressure के केस में तो यही देखा ना हमने कि सॉल्यूट की वजह से डेवलप हो रहा है और इसी की वजह से जब SPM से आप किसी सॉल्यूशन को प्योर वाटर से सेपरेट करते हो तो वाटर उसमें एंटर करता है। Then osmotic pressure and solute potential is behaving somewhat similarly, but osmotic pressure gradually increases on mixing solute, while solute potential is the decrement of free energy or decrement of chemical potential while mixing solute. So they goes in opposite direction. So we can say that psi s is equal but opposite of osmotic pressure. The solute potential is what? Solute potential is equal and opposite of osmotic pressure. So both has similar numerical value but opposite sign. So one component of water potential is solute potential. Then another component of water potential is psi p. It is also called pressure potential. Then what is this pressure potential? The definition says the pressure potential is the potential present in a solution due to hydrostatic pressure developed by already present water. Due to hydrostatic pressure developed by already present water. So psi p is directly related to that hydrostatic pressure which is created due to water already present in the system. What else we have seen like this way? और क्या देखा था आपने जो हाइड्रोस्टैटिक प्रेशर की वजह से कॉज हो रहा था? दैट वाज टर्बल प्रेशर। टर्बल प्रेशर भी वही प्रेशर था, वो भी एक हाइड्रोस्टैटिक प्रेशर था जो किसी सिस्टम में प्योर वाटर के प्रेजेंट होने से होता है। और यहां कह रहे हैं कि प्रेशर पोटेंशियल भी उस हाइड्रोस्टैटिक प्रेशर की वजह से डेवलप पोटेंशियल है। सो these both terms goes in similar way and in same direction. So psi p is quite equal to turbulent pressure. The sign of both is also same. Actually psi p is the turbulent pressure is the sign. Pressure potential and turbulent pressure are one and the same thing, because they both are created due to already present water which causes some hydrostatic pressure in the system. So we have seen two components of psi w, psi p and psi s. Water potential is made up of in most of the system by two components, pressure potential and solute potential, in which solute potential is just opposite to the osmotic pressure. Psi s is minus of OP, while pressure potential is just equal to the turbulent pressure. Okay, so these two components mostly compose the water potential, but here are few other components also which constitute the water potential. They are psi m and psi g. Psi m is what? It is metrical potential. while psi g is potential due to gravity. Metrical potential is related with a phenomena named imbibition. We will discuss it later. It is not present in every cell. It can be seen mostly in dry seeds, in younger leaves, younger cells. So it is not present always. Its value is quite less, so we can ignore it. So metrical potential psi m we usually do not mention. Like that the potential due to gravity, it is also applicable on greater heights. Most of the plant do not attain such height, so we can ignore this psi g also. So after ignoring these psi m and psi g, the metrical potential and the potential due to gravity, we are left with only two potentials, psi p and psi s, which compose the water potential psi w. But we have seen the psi p is equal to turbulent pressure, while psi s is equal to minus of osmotic pressure. Then how we can relate all of them? We can derive it also with our previous knowledge of pressures. How? Let's see. Psi w. We have seen for pure water, its value is 0. For other solution, when amount of solute increases, its value becomes negative. One more term we have seen which value is 0 for pure water. Let's recall dPd. dPd is also 0 for pure water. But when we mix solute in it, as solute concentration increases, the dPd increases, the diffusion pressure decreases, and the difference of diffusion pressure increases. So for all solution, dPd is positive and it increases with the mixing of solute, but water potential decreases with the mixing of solute. So both go in opposite direction. So here we can relate this psi w with this pressure term in this way. Psi w is equal to minus of dPd because both goes in opposite direction. Psi w for pure water is 0, dPd for pure water is 0. On mixing solute, psi w continuously decreases. On mixing solute, dPd continuously increases. Both goes in opposite direction. Both has similar numerical value, but both has opposite signs. So psi w is equal to minus of dPd, and psi s is equal to minus of OP, and psi p is equal to PT directly. Similar sign. So with these three terms, we can correlate all of these potential, like we have correlated with all other pressures. Let's see. dPd is equal to OP minus Tp. This was the practical derivation which we have derived in last lecture with the help of a normal living cell, in which we have seen the osmotic pressure causes the entry of water, the turbulent pressure opposes the entry of water, and dPd was the difference of both, and till the point this difference exists, demand of water exists, and the value of dPd exists. So this derivation comes from nowhere but from a practical experience. There is no mathematical derivation of this equation, we can derive it practically. But with the help of this equation, we can correlate these potentials also. Like what? Like this. dPd is